Inga, tell us about your current position as Research Manager, Knowledge Management at the Water Research Commission.
The Knowledge Management Unit, it's quite a large unit covering a wide range of aspects relating to everything from knowledge creation, knowledge sharing, to knowledge dissemination and impact. And what I look at specifically is the research on research, the metadata research, the impact of the WRC's research in terms of policy uptake, in terms of broader public dissemination or public understanding, and really trying to monitor trends in water R&D, looking at what the state of water R&D is in South Africa and how does it compare to international standards and trends. So that's the research component of knowledge management. But I also look at the role that the WRC as well as other sectors play in the water knowledge value chain, if I can call it that. Where does the WRC play? What's its role, and how does it complement other actors also playing in this chain, and how we support each other through various partnerships and other agreements.
Inga, you've recently been recognized at the Excellence in Water Research Awards for 2012. Can you tell us about the award and what were the highlights of your presentation?
The presentation was based on my research on multi-level water governance, and specifically the idea that international rivers, because of the multiple demands on that particular river, there is always a wide range of codes of conduct, laws, policies governing the way countries and also non-state actors cooperate around this shared resource. And what I was presenting on was specifically looking at, apart from the hardware, what I call the hardware that guides and influences how states and non-state actors cooperate, there's also this huge area of software, of normative software, that's slightly more intangible, but is also very influential in shaping how these different actors behave in the transboundary context. So, for instance, trust, the lack of trust, or trust building as a driver for facilitating this sense of community, the sense of a shared water ethos. In particular river basins, but also the role of individuals. We don't often look at individuals as a unit of analysis in shaping cooperative management strategies in an international river basin, for instance. But in the social sciences, in political science particularly, we have a term called norm entrepreneurs. And norm entrepreneurs are usually very influential individuals that are able to convince a critical mass of a particular way of acting, or of a sort of a morally appropriate way of behaving. And really, in very many of the Southern African river basins, individuals have played such a key role in bringing states together and ultimately getting treaties drafted, or other cooperative management strategies drafted through their enthusiasm, through their passion, through their dedication for a sector. So that was some of the types of drivers and barriers that are also influential, apart from, you know, laws and policies and various kinds of institutions that also facilitate, you know, the development of this kind of community, a sense of community in a shared river basin. There's also these often unspoken barriers and drivers to that same cooperative management environment.